Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Elite Dangerous. First of all, I'd like to apologize for the bit of an abrupt start, but we're actually here in the Karenix system, if I'm pronouncing that right. We're doing a search and rescue community goal. This one's actually very profitable, and I caught this pirate trying to threaten me to drop my cargo and everything. Like, I just laughed at that. Like, dude, I don't even have any. That would have been really bad for me, as this is a defenseless Type 6 transporter that's only good for hauling cargo. But as long as you comply with the pirate's demand, they usually don't kill you. Usually. That's just an example of my bad piloting right there. I overshot it a little bit. I actually realized that I didn't have any collector limpets, so I just hopped to a neighboring system to go ahead and get some. I'm not even gonna try and pronounce that system's name, or that station's name. It looks like it's Russian. But yeah, anyways, trying to collect escape pods or any sort of space material without having collector limpets is basically like having a bowl of cornflakes without brown sugar. Like, you just don't do that to yourself. Alright. So here we are at the station almost to get our collector limpets, while we listen to the nice auto-dock orchestral music. You really don't need the best quality collector limpets. You just need some that'll get the job done, although the better you have, the more range that you can use with them. I just go for like the 1.3 kilometer collector limpets, because that'll just get the job done. And dock at the station. There we go. Go ahead and go into outfitting and get ourselves our collector limpets all nice and fitted up. Yeah, you'll see here that I only have like 18 million. Well, that's gonna change here in a little bit. I think at the end of this community goal, I'll have about maybe 50 mil to play around with, maybe even 60 mil. It'll be enough to get a decent chieftain build. So, while I'm doing this, I might as well put on the weekly news stories for you all to catch you up on what you might have missed. So, without further ado, Galactic Robot News Lady, take it away.
Week in Review. Here are this week's major stories. A member of the Council of Admirals, which commands the Alliance Defense Force, has been murdered. The League of Reparation has claimed responsibility. It has been confirmed that an ancestor of the victim, Fleet Admiral Buchanan, was a senior commander in the ENRA. It has also been suggested that the League's assassins are being aided by sympathetic individuals in positions of influence. Meanwhile, an increasing number of religious movements in the core systems are proclaiming that humanity is on the verge of destruction. The return of the Thargoids has led to the emergence of dozens of radical groups. And although their nature varies, the message is the same: the apocalypse is coming. Authorities have responded by restating that the Thargoid threat is being controlled. Scientists in Colonia are investigating the region's potential to support larger populations in the future. Professor Alexei de la Vega, who is leading the research, published this statement. Over the past few years, the region's population has expanded ferociously, so it has become a priority to investigate how Colonia might support even greater numbers, and what kind of infrastructure would be required. This research requires a range of specialized materials, for which we are prepared to pay handsomely. In other news, a convoy traveling through the core systems has come under attack from a pirate group, and local authorities are requesting assistance in finding survivors. Search and rescue teams have been dispatched, but the volume of debris is significant, and independent pilots in the area have been asked to lend their support. Finally, a spokesperson for the Moritascus Imperial Corporation has announced that its appeal for commodities has been enthusiastically received by the galactic community. Hundreds of pilots supported the initiative by delivering commodities to Vaucalus Vision, and by protecting traders in the Veraclist system. And those are the main stories this week.
Pretty interesting, huh? I find it, a little weird, well, not weird, but just interesting how members that are being, members that associate themselves with INRA or related to INRA are getting themselves assassinated by these fringe groups, which it kind of makes sense because people kind of hate INRA. A brief history lesson here. If you don't know who INRA is, INRA basically stands for Intergalactic Naval Reserve Arm, I believe, yeah. And they were the ones responsible for defeating the Thargoids back in 3100, I believe, yeah, 3100. And they created this virus and had a commander named Commander Jameson go take down a Thargoid hive ship, or mothership in simpler terms. And yeah, basically because of what they did to Commander Jameson after the deed was done, because they didn't want anyone finding out about it, they basically had him killed off by crashing his ship into the planet. And the reason why these assassinations are happening is because of that. Here I just took some damage, and I had someone repair my ship for me. Thank you to whoever did that for me.
Hull repaired.
It's not often that you see commanders go out of their way to help each other. Well, sometimes you do, other times they don't care, and other times they want to make absolute scrap out of you. In this case, it was the best option. The Commander E.F. Hatch. Thanks, man. I'm just going back to work collecting escape pods, which they're worth about 23,000 credits a pop. So they're very, very profitable. I didn't figure out that you could just menu everything, like keep yourself on the left panel until a little bit later, but that's just a really efficient way of doing things, so you don't have to continually switch your field of vision. Nothing much really happened there. I got rid of my limpets for some reason. I don't know why. I think it was because I thought they were taking up room even though they automatically dispose of themselves after usage. Oh, and I also got harassed by an NPC pirate. Didn't take very much damage. Managed to get away alright. But then you'll find yourself getting interdicted quite a lot while you're doing these salvage and rescue and trade CGs. It's not a player, so it's not that hard to get out of an NPC interdiction. Although most of the time when you're dealing with an actual player, what you'll want to do is just submit to their interdiction and then try your hardest to just boost away and then charge up your frameshift drive. depends on how fast the player's ship is, really. If it's like a slower ship, then maybe you'll get away, but if it's like an Imperial courier or something really fast, like a Fer-de-Lance, no, you just comply with their demands, or you try and fight them off. Not much you can do otherwise, besides getting blown up, of course. I think I have about 30 escape pods with me at the moment. Yeah. I didn't want to carry a full inventory of limpets because I thought there would be space issues with that, but no. I eventually discovered that limpets just discard themselves after one use. So I eventually just fill my entire cargo with limpets. And 80 escape pods is actually quite a lot. I want to say it's almost 3 million. Like, it's not quite 3 million. I'd say maybe 2.8 million for full cargo run. Or for a full cargo run. Excuse me, I can't talk very well today. But yeah, it's very profitable. It just takes about like I want to say 15 to 20 minutes per full cargo run if you want to get 80 escape pods, which 2.8 times 3, because an hour is 60 minutes. So you're looking at about
200 meters from touchdown.
10 million per hour if you're quick enough. I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. It's more like 8 point something. I can't do math while I'm commentating a video. But let's see just how much we get here for our first run. 26, so not that far off. About 965,000 credits. This was before I figured out that I could just fill up my entire cargo hold with limpets. Oh, and by the way, if you just want to refill your limpets, you need to go to advanced maintenance and then go all the way down to where you have your limpets set up. And there you go. So I'm guessing you know how this goes by now. You just go to the salvageable wreckage, get some, well, use your limpets to retrieve the escape pods,
Clear for departure.
get back safely to Bacon City, and just deliver them to get your money. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna speed this up so that you don't have to watch the agony of me collecting each and every single escape pod for a good 10 or 15 minutes. So, light speed mode, engage. So here we are back again at Bacon City with yet another load of escape pods to just go ahead and drop off. Let's see how much money we make this time. Oh, I have actually just go back and refill my limpets first, I guess. That's fine. That works too. Contacts. Search and rescue. Oh, and this is recorded post commentary, so that's why it seems a little off. I just like doing things in post. I haven't really figured out how to do live recordings with the PS4 just quite yet. But,
Target destroyed.
I just like doing post commentary because I can just filter out all the unnecessary and boring stuff and make it somewhat interesting. Anyways, usually there's only like 5 occupied escape pods in this area, but
Collector limpet expired.
now there's more. Oh, and occasionally you'll get a little skirmish that'll happen
Programming limpet
in these
drone.
areas, but normally the Federal Security Services got that locked down.
Scan
I'm not
detected.
complaining because it gives me extra materials to harvest.
Collector limpet expired.
Oh, and it's not just these canisters that the collector units can work on, by the way. It's basically anything you find out in space, like materials, done. Thargoid artifacts, you got that done.
Programming limpet drone.
Anything that is in space, you can pick up with, well, anything that's a material.
Collector
Or-
limpet expired.
Yeah. Basically, what I'm trying to spit out is just anything that's a material you can collect with your limpets, which is a huge time save.
Programming limpet drone.
And it allows you to
Collector
be a
limpet
lot more
expired.
efficient with how you gather your materials, because material gathering is a huge part of Elite Dangerous. Okay, so after I finished gathering all the materials during that run, I was actually stopped by this pirate. I apologize that the chat log is about halfway in the sun, but I guess it's still readable. He basically wants me to give him some of my cargo, which I'll just comply with because I don't really want to die. Even though the rebuy for this ship isn't all that much. He even has the little pirate dialect, so what the heck, why not? Let's just play along with it. He just wants 5 escape pods, which it just takes me like 2 or 3 minutes to get 5 more, so yeah, why not? Very respectable gentleman. That's what I like about the Elite community. Like, apart from the forums, well, some sections of the forums, a lot of people are quite nice. I'm so sorry to anyone that goes on the Elite Dangerous forums. I really didn't mean that. But no, almost everyone in the community is quite mature. And I like that. So I just give this guy what he wants. Ask him if he wants anything else. Always want diplomacy when you're dealing with pirates and you can't afford to fight them off.
Frameshift drive charging.
Thank you for being a respectable commander about this. Although I'm gonna get payback one of these days. Well played, though, Commander. Well played. To end off the episode, I'm just gonna show you some of the profits that I'm gonna get from my hauls. I'm currently in the top 25% of commanders in this current community goal. This was recorded a few days ago, so that's
Incoming
why.
message.
My credit balance is now like 30 million or something like, yeah, about 30 million. But yeah, I'm quite happy with the amount of money that I'm currently making. So anyways, that's what we've accomplished to this episode, and next time we'll be hopefully purchasing ourselves a nice chieftain and getting a very destructive build with it. My name is Nightshade, and I thank you all for tuning in. Stay safe out there, Commanders, and I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.